Good morning students. I am Dhananjay Singh. This is my lecture number 4, subject Physical Education, class 12, chapter number 3, Yoga and Lifestyle. So now we are going to start subtopic 3.4, which is asthma, procedure, benefit and contraindication of preventive asana. Before starting talking about the asana, we are going to discuss asthma first. The definition of asthma is a disease of lungs in which the airway become blocked or narrow, causing difficulty in breathing. Right? And you can also say that asthma is a long-term disease of the lungs. It causes your airway to get inflamed and narrow and make breathing difficult. Right? So I have given you picture also where you can see there are two pictures of the airway. One is the normal one, another one is the inflamed one. You can see that in the normal one it will be easier to you respirate, but in the inflamed one the hole out there is full of mucus and it is narrow also. So it makes sure very difficult for an individual to breathe properly. Right? As we talking about mucus, here is said that in asthma the airway also swell up and produce extra mucus. It usually trigger coughing, wheezing or whistling and shortness of breath. Right? Now the asana to prevent and cure asthma. The first asana is Sukhasana. The procedure is sit down with the leg straight in front of the body. After that, bend the right leg and press the foot under the left thigh. Bend the left leg and keep the foot under the right thigh. Place the hand on the knee. Chin should be in. Keep the head, neck and back straight. Close the eyes, relax your body. Right? Now the benefits of Sukhasana. The first benefit is it facilitates mental and physical balance without causing strain or pain. So this is a relaxing asana in which each individual can relax, and it also help in meditative, concentrative and focusing also. So mental and physical balance facilitate. Right? Second, it stretch and lengthen spine because we have sitting all straight. That is why it help in stretch and lengthen spine. Right? Third benefit is it calms your mind. Fourth, it enhances your peace of mind. Fifth, it reduces anxiety, stress and mental fatigue. Means, of course, when an individual in peace of mind, when individual in relax, they feel less anxiety and stress and less mental fatigue also. Right? 6. It helps in improving body postures. 7. It provides gentle massage to knee, calf muscle and thigh. Last one is 8. It spreads a sense of calmness throughout your body and mind. Means, as in this asana, we are not only relaxing in mind, but we are also relaxing body. That is why it spread a sense of calmness throughout the body. Right? Contraindication are, the first contraindication of Sukhasana is if your knee and hip are injured or inflamed, you should avoid this asana. If you have any injury in your hip or knee, one must not do this asana. Right? Second, if you have a slip disc problem, you should take proper care while performing this asana. You have any problem related to your spine, it might be slip disc or any other problem, you should be perform this asana is very carefully, right? Second asana is chakrasana. The procedure is, in this asana, the figure of the body become like a chakra. Therefore, this asana is called chakrasana. You can see it figure also that the body look like a chakra when you come in final position of the asana. That is why it is known as chakrasana. The first of all, lay down on your back, fix your hand firmly on the ground. Then raise the middle portion of the body upward. Raise it as high as possible so that your body is in semicircular position. Then keep your head downward between hands. In the beginning, keep this position for 1 minute and then after some day do it for 3 to 5 minutes, right? The benefit of chakrasana, the first benefit is it cures back pain. Second, it cures any pain in kidney. Third, it is helpful in removing obesity. Fourth, it prevents the problem of hernia. Fifth, it stimulates pituitary and thyroid glands. Sixth, it cures infirmity, asthma and osteoporosis. 7. It gives relief from stress and reduce depression. Last one is the semicircular position make the dorsal side of the body to stretch, making the chest to expand. Thus, more fresh oxygen is more made available. Right? Contraindication are the first. If you suffer from headache or high blood pressure, you should not perform this asana. Second, do not perform this asana in case of shoulder impingement. Third, do not perform this asana if you have tendonitis in the wrist. Fourth, individuals who suffer from serious spine column alignment such as cervical and lumbar spinosis should avoid this asana. Right asana is Gomukhasana. The procedure is sit down on the ground with leg stretched forward. Now fold the left leg at the knee and sit on the left foot. Fold the right leg and keep the right thigh on the left thigh with the help of your hands. Now lift your buttock and bring the heel of both feet together so that they should touch each other. Now fold your left arm behind your back over the shoulder. Fold the right arm behind the back under the right shoulder. After that, bend your finger of both the hands and clap each other. At this time, your head and back should be react. Then repeat the same in reverse position. Right? Now the benefits. The first benefit is it makes the leg muscle strong and elastic. Second, it helps in keeping the shoulder joint healthy, flexible and strong. Third, it improves the function of lungs. Fourth, regular practice of this asana helps in the treatment of sciatica. Fifth, it improves the function of kidney by stimulating and thus help the individual who suffer from diabetes. 6. It also reduces stress and anxiety. Last one is it helps in staying fit and strong. Contraindications are the first, the individual who suffer from shoulder, knee or back pain should avoid this asana. Right? Second, avoid this asana in case of any knee injury. Third, avoid this asana in case of recent or chronic knee or hip injury or inflammation. Right? Fourth asana, Parvatasana. The procedure is sit in Padmasana or lotus pose. Stretch your arm sideways and bring them over your head slowly. After that, let your palm touch each other. Then Stretch your hands well without bending your elbow. Keep your spine erect. Right? Now the benefits. The first benefit is it helps in enhancing height. Second, it reduces the extra fat in the back and wrist. Third, it tones the abdominal muscles and thus stimulate the organ of abdominal region. Fourth, it is extremely beneficial in case of asthma. Fifth, it helps in reducing back pain. Sixth, it improves the function of spinal cord. Seventh, it gives relief from tension in shoulder and back. Contraindication of Parvatasana. The first contraindication is avoid this asana in case of hip or back injury. Second, one should not perform this asana in case of shoulder injury. Right? The next asana is Bhujangasana. Again, we have already done this asana, right, in diabetes. In this asana, the shape of the body remains like a snake. That is why called Bhujangasana. So the final position of the body look like a snake, right? Now in order to perform this asana, lay down on the belly on the ground. Keep your hand near the shoulder. Keep your leg close together. Now straight up your arm slowly. Raise the chest. Your hands should be backward. Keep this position for some time. Then come to the formal position. For good result, perform this asana 3 to 5 times. Right? Now the benefits of Bhujangasana. The first benefit is it elevates obesity. Means so this asana help in reducing the body fat, the extra body fat in the body. Right? It improves strength and agility. Third, it gives relief for disorder of the urinary bladder. Fourth, it cures the disease of liver. Fifth, it improves blood circulation. Sixth, it makes the vertebral column flexible and thin. Seventh, it cures gas disorder, constipation and indigestion. Last, it strengthens the muscle of hands. Right? Now the contraindication of Bhujangasana. The first contraindication is this asana should be avoided by people who suffer from hernia, back injury, headache and recent abdominal surgery. Right? Second, pregnant women should not perform this asana. Right? Next asana is Paschimottanasana. Again we have already done this asana in diabetes. Right? The procedure of Paschimottanasana, sit on the ground with a leg forward, then hold the toe of your feet with the finger of both hands. Then breathe out slowly and try to touch the knee with forehead. After that, breathe in slowly, raise your head upward and come to the prior position. Perform this asana at least 10 to 12 times. Right? The benefit of Paschimottanasana. The first benefit is it cures gas trouble. Second, it prevents the early ossification of bones. Third, it is a good remedy for constipation. Fourth, it helps to overcome several menstruation disorders. Fifth, it gives relief in sciatica, baggage and asthma. Sixth, it reduces obesity. Seventh, it is helpful in all abdominal disorders. 8. It is helpful in removing skin diseases. Last, 9. Vertebral column flexible and healthy. Now the contraindication of Paschimottanasana. The first contraindication is if you are suffering from enlarged liver or spleen or acute appendicitis, you should never do this asana. Second, avoid doing this asana if you suffer from any respiratory diseases. Right? At last, if you have any back or spine problem, make sure that you perform this asana only under the expert guidance, right? Last asana for asthma is Matsya asana. The procedure is, for performing this asana, sit in Padmasana, then lay down in supine position and make an arc behind. Hold your toe with the finger of your hands. Stay for some time in this position, right? The benefits are, first, it is helpful in curing back pain, knee pain and tonsillitis. Second, it also cures the defect of eyes. Third, skin disease can be cured if we practice this asana regularly. Fourth, this asana is helpful for the treatment of diabetes. Fifth, it helps in relieving tension in the neck and shoulders. Sixth, it provides relief from respiratory disorder by encouraging deep breathing. 7. It improves postures. Last one is, it is the best asana to get relief from asthma, right? Contraindications are, first, avoid doing this asana if you have high or low blood pressure. Second, people suffering from migraine and insomnia should also refrain from performing this asana. Last one is, the individual who have neck injury or lower back problem should not perform this asana, right?